You're like, you dare me?
We're live.
Uh-oh. I just said the funniest thing.
Yeah, and well, you'll never know what it was because we don't remember what it was.
All right. Me and Chris are recording the Dadnarok podcast, episode 62. We don't have a title yet.
No, we don't. And
I make those up when I post them. When I post the show, that's when I get a title. You guys can hear every burp. I don't edit those out of this version.
And every time I rip ass, you'll hear it too. I had to go there. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself. Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. Me and Chris, we're going to talk about Sean Connery, but we decided not to because neither of us know a great deal about his movies.
Yeah, shame on us.
We like The Rock and
I like The Hunt for October. And I mean, I was like Dragonheart and like First Night were ones I enjoyed, but I forgot about them.
Yeah, I haven't watched them in years. All right.
Okay. Ready?
Wait.
Stop banging on the door. Daddy. What? Okay, go tell your mother.
He's getting ready for bed.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, dear God. This is stuff you guys don't see on the show. Zach, let her sit with you. Skylar, keep your hands to yourself. Don't play with him, please. Okay.
Are you recording on Audacity yet or no?
No. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Dadnarok podcast. This is Sean.
And this is Chris.
Hey, we are here once again. It's been another week. What have you been up to?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, there you go. Well, I mean, it's kind of a big week for America. I know you and I have, we've kind of avoided talking politics. I don't know how we could over the last 6 months or year or more, but we've done a pretty good job of it. But that was the story of the week. This week was the American election.
Yeah, I watched more this week than I have in the past 4 years. And quite frankly, I'm about done with it. I don't watch the news because it angers me. My wife doesn't like me watching the news because then I anger her because I get angry. So it's a very bad cycle in my house. So
you guys live in a purple household, red and blue together.
Not quite.
No?
Not quite.
Oh, all right, we'll cut that out. I thought she leaned more red. She doesn't?
She leans more middle when I'm a lot more blue.
Yeah. So we've, that being said, that's kind of took up a large portion of the week. Besides the election, what else have you been up to?
I've been doing my normal DoorDashing thing, and you know me, I'm always apt to make a butt out of myself.
Yeah.
And it happens naturally. I mean, if I'm walking outside of a Cracker Barrel with your wife and I do something funny and she'll never forget.
Well, funny, just ripping a big fart.
Oh yeah, just letting it go, then laughing so hard.
Those old folks sitting on the rocking chairs. You just crop dusting them.
Oh man, I will never forget the look on Christina's face.
You're so embarrassed. He was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that."
Oh, she should. Well, I mean, she's gonna expect. She should. I mean, come on. Oh boy, but I was picking up an order today, and I not today. I was picking up an order,
okay,
and I parked my car, and I parked it in a spot I normally don't park because it's a little busier. I grab my order, I walk out. A car looks identical to mine. Put my hands on the door, open it. I looked down
all the way.
The door. I'm almost to the point where I'm about ready to put my butt in the seat.
Oh,
I look down, and the seats are clothed.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, and the funny thing is, I stared at it for like a good 10 seconds. I was like, my car has leather seats. And I just stared at it. I'm like, oh, shut the door. Just casually walked away and I knew where my car was.
That that would freak me out too, though. You would spend a second being like, am I in a different dimension, or is this? Oh wait, this is my car. That's the easier
Well, it's
answer.
not that the door opened.
Yeah,
The door shouldn't open. People should lock the doors.
right.
See, for me, it's not a big deal because my key fob automatically unlocks it. So I put my hand on the actual handle and I hear a click and then I open it.
Yeah,
So it's like no matter if I lock it or not, the car automatically locks for me. Unless the keys are in the car, then it doesn't lock. And I've even tried that just to make sure. I was at home. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put them in there, hit the lock on the button, shut the door, and walk away and try to see if it gets keys out. And luckily, it's Chris proof.
well, that was fun. Hopefully, no one saw you getting in their vehicle.
No, actually, I kind of wish it did. Just kind of look at me like, what are you doing? Or try call me out on it when I have like no response. Just kind of be like just dumbfounded. Wrong car.
I love your DoorDashing adventures.
Oh, and dude, remember how I told you I had that one that I freaked out that little girl that one day? I was kind of slowly creeping up. I had another one.
Oh no!
This time it was an adult.
Yeah.
She was just walking on the side of the road looking at her phone, and I'm looking for an address, like an actual house number. So I'm creeping up the road real slowly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I pass her, and then I kind of hit the brakes. I thought I'd seen it. So she passes me, but it wasn't the right one. So I got to go ahead and go a little quicker and to find the right one. So I find it. I pull over. She passes me. She side-eyes me. It's like, what's going on here? So what's happening?
Right.
And then I open my door. And then I see her walk a little faster.
Oh no, she was power walking away from you.
And then I grab my food, and then she kind of notices, but she was living in the house right next to where I was delivering.
Oh, okay.
But the fact of the matter is, she's like, "Oh, what's going on? I don't want to be on the news. Get away from me."
Once she realized once she saw you get bags of food out from your car with you, she probably knew. Hopefully that was a quick realization.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm not out there to freak out everybody, but I
mean, what can you do? I mean, really, like it's sometimes these GPSs, they're accurate, but they're not accurate to the house a lot of the times.
Yeah,
they'll tell you arrived, either past the house or before the house. You still got to watch for the numbers on the house and the mailboxes and stuff. So, hey, I feel you.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty good, but still, I mean, you got to look out for that house number. And sometimes you can't even see the house number, so you actually have to get out of the car to find it. But I figured you guys would get a kick out of that. Definitely, since it's my second, creeper story that I have now.
They got to get you a little DoorDash sticker or something to put on your car, a little magnet.
Oh, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. No.
What about magnet?
No. No. I mean, I drive by some of these cars and they got like DoorDash on there, and they got Grubhub, and they got all these different, Uber Eats. They got all these stickers all over the car. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't even like using your hot bag that you give me because it's crap and it's small. So if I pick up an order that's more than like 5 minutes away, it's like I have to jam it in there. But more often than not, I don't even use the bag. Just because, I mean, the food's going to stay warm.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get there with it. It's sometimes more of a hassle than it's actually worth.
So it's not a requirement to use the stuff they provide you?
Well, they may want you to, but it's like you have an option. I mean, you're a contractor. You do as you want when you want. That's why there's so many bad ones. Apparently, these restaurants can actually go ahead and rate DoorDashers as well. So if you do a crappy job, they can send back a review saying, "Hey, this guy was terrible."
Yeah, what's your rating so far? Do you got a number like 4.5 or something?
My customer rating is 4.91.
Oh.
So yeah, you have to stay above it. I think a 4.7. If you drop below a 4.7, they'll deactivate you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll shut you down. So if your rating is too low.
4.7 out of 5?
Yeah.
Gosh, well, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty strict. Now, it's hard to drop to that number, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, if people are rating you and you're doing a decent job, and then right now what they're doing is they're giving you a lot of leeway. So if you take some food to a customer and say, for instance, they're missing something.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, sometimes they'll take it out on you though.
Well, they won't know. After I deliver, they can't get a hold of me.
Mm.
So I deliver the food and they say they leave it at the door, but they say they're missing their wings. Once that actual bag is sealed, you can't open it to check it.
Oh, okay.
It specifically says if you open a seal, and you can lose your job as well.
Okay. Well, people still find a way to blame.
Well, what they do is if they go ahead and rate you with things missing out of it,
Right.
DoorDash removes that from your rating.
Okay.
So
cool.
Right now they're kind of looking out for you.
Yeah, that's a good
Now
thing.
I don't know how long that's gonna last,
Mm-hmm.
but for right now, I don't even bother. If it's something missing, it's not on me.
So if you're at 4.91 or something, at some point you had a bad review. Do you know where it came from? Do you know a customer?
No, I had one right out the gate that I had it dropped me down to like a 4.8.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, whoa, hold on. How'd I go from a 5 down to a 4.8? What happened? And I looked
Yeah.
into that just to see if I can see where the rating was, what happened, what was the deal. And there's really no way that I've been able to find who's rating me as what. But I mean, it's one of those things too. It's a rolling number. So that's the rating per 100 deliveries.
Oh, okay.
So the more deliveries you do and those bad ones you haven't will fall off. And it's the same with your completion percentage. What's another one here? Your acceptance rate. So you can accept it or deny any actual order you get. So say, for instance, the order is going to pay, say it comes up $14.
Right.
But it wants me to travel, 12 miles, north, then I'm out of the area. So I'm looking at about 24-mile round trip before I can get another order. So you got to start juggling the idea, is the mileage and the money worth going so far out of your way to come back? So it's not too difficult. I look at it, if I can get at least 50 cents a mile for a bigger order, I'm good.
Well, there you go. There's your lesson in DoorDashing for this week from your DoorDashing dad.
DoorDashing dad. There we go.
Let me ask you what else you've been up to so you can bring up Space Jam.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. What else you been up to this week?
Well, since we weren't doing anything, I'm not a big college football person.
Yeah.
And my mom, I had some family over yesterday, kind of impromptu. They just kind of showed up. They were like, "Hey, you home?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, we're gonna come over." And it was Courtney. So the kids haven't seen her in a while, and then she had the baby with them, so we haven't seen Reagan either. And the next thing we know it, she's like, "Hey, Brandon's coming too. Is that okay?"
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen Brandon. And she's like, "Oh, and the boys with Brandon." I'm like, "Oh, holy crap. Okay, now we're going to have a house full."
Yeah, full house, unexpectedly.
So that was what kind of happened. I was like, you know what? We want a movie just to kind of relax. And I was like, I'm going to pick the movie.
Yeah.
I almost picked Gremlins.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if it would have freaked out Skylar.
That might have been too scary for some of the youngsters, yeah.
So I was just kind of scrolling through, and I was like, I love Space Jam. I haven't seen this forever.
Yeah.
So I hit Space Jam, and then Zach immediately was like, I don't want to watch this. And I was like, dude, it's got Bugs Bunny in it. And
And he's like, who?
No, he actually knows him. He watches Tom and Jerry pretty religiously.
Oh, well, good for you that he's aware of the older cartoons, because Verona, if I told her Fred Flintstone, the only way that she knows of the Looney Tunes is because I showed her Space Jam about a year ago. But that's it. As far as all the classic cartoons, well, she knows Scooby-Doo too because of newer movies.
Yeah.
But some of the older stuff, she has no idea.
Yeah, with these here, it was fun because originally he was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, this movie takes no time to jump into the classic songs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they start with "I Believe I Can Fly" when he's outside playing basketball, and his dad says, "You can, shoot until you miss."
Right.
To when they get into the montage
Come
of
on
him.
and jam.
Yeah, I'm like, this was fun, and on top of all that, I was like, the graphics and everything from the movie still looked great.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
And then Zach and Skylar just locked on, and they're watching it.
Oh,
and
I'm sure. Yeah, once the cartoon started, especially.
Oh yeah, when they find out, the aliens from Moron Mountain. Zach loves the word moron. So that sucked them in. and then becoming monsters, and then
Yeah.
I'm singing, yeah, I'm hit 'em high, hit 'em
Hit him
high, hit 'em
high, hit him high.
high.
You hit him low, hit him low, hit him low. Oh Lord, yeah, we were into that. That when that came out in '96, we were probably a little bit old to find Space Jam entertaining and cool, but I didn't care, dude. I went to go see the movie. I got the little plush stuffed animals from McDonald's, the Toon Squad.
Let's pause this for a second.
Are you pausing for real?
What? You just want a hug? You want like 15 million hugs? Okay, you got your hug.
That's all I want. I've been standing there for a little bit.
Okay, I'm recording. I'm live on Twitch. Go away. Yes, everyone that's the one guy that's watching us see me walk away.
That's funny.
And that's recording with children. All he wanted was a flipping hug.
He just came in because you were recording, I bet.
That's exactly what it was.
I want that one hug. Hey, let me come in so they can see me hugging you in front of the camera.
I give him a hug when he goes to bed. He gets up out of bed. He gets another hug. Now he invades the show to get another hug.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things in life you can complain about. I guess you can't really complain about that one too much.
Oh, no. Janess is asking me about the shirtless thing. He's in a phase right now that he doesn't wear a shirt anywhere. When he's in the house, he sheds his shirt. I'm like, honey, if he's doing that now, and if he gets in a little
he's going to be doing that until the time he moves out.
Honestly, he's not going to wear a shirt till he's like 25. You know that, right?
Right.
If he's already in that phase, he's going to be shirtless for a long time. Just get used to seeing those little boy nipples.
Oh, my Lord. Anyway, back to Space Jam.
Oh.
What was I saying? Oh, I just said how I even got the little stuffed animals from McDonald's Happy Meals.
Yeah, I mean, I just found myself locked in on it. I enjoyed everything from the Toon Squad going to his house and picking up his basketball shorts from North Carolina and his shoes. The one shoe that's on display for some reason that he hasn't worn that they knock into the bag. And
I always forget that Bill Murray's in that movie too.
Bill Murray was great. Oh, then he was like, when he was trying to convince Michael Jordan about him playing on the team, he was like, well, Larry's white. No, Larry's not white. He's clear.
You had who was it? Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley and
Sean Bradley.
Yeah, all kinds of it was great. It's a great movie. Well, they're making a sequel to it, right?
I think it's pretty much shot.
Yeah, I think so.
And I hope what they do is move it forward like 30 years. So what happened already in the movie that we already know, Bugs Bunny and Lola and everyone can actually reference.
Yeah.
I
think it's a straight up sequel. I don't think it's like a remake or anything like that. I think it's a sequel.
Yeah, if they can talk to what happened, back then and bring it in now, and like it's LeBron. I know LeBron is the main character in this one here.
Right.
I'm kind of curious who the surrounding pieces are going to be. So I'm a sucker. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Once we can go back to the theater. Hopefully it's not one of those, direct to digital releases because I'd like to go see it in the theater.
Oh yeah. But but the thing is, one of the big things with that movie was the soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
I mean, even now, like I said, as soon as they got those monsters out there and they're talking about hitting them high, and I'm like, I'm just getting like, let's go. I'm ready for the game.
Yeah, we were into it. Anybody alive in the 90s, 96, the Space Jam kind of ruled that summer for kids. It was fun.
But we had that, and then you actually told me something. And, amongst all this, political thing that's going on, you're like, I need some like fun in my life. And you show me a picture of your mantle, and you got Christmas decorations hanging over with a TV was, the news on. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, your mood can improve if you shut the news off.
Right.
And you're already decorating for Christmas.
I am. Well, here's the thing. We took down the Halloween decorations quick, pretty much the night of Halloween. Once the night was over, we took down all the Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, we were done. Our company had left. There were no more trick-or-treaters. We were heading to bed. We were just tired of the cobwebs on the railing and on the fireplace and stuff. So we kind of took all that down, and it wasn't a ton because we're still new to the house. We only had a few things. But the next couple of days, I'm looking at the fireplace, and it just looks bare, man. I mean, there's nothing on it. There's no decorations or anything. So I was like, I am like, I'm typically one to start decorating early anyway, just because I love Christmas. My birthday's on Christmas. I shouldn't really, by all accounts, I should maybe hate Christmas because it's ruined me of never having a
Yeah,
birthday
you
here.
always hated me because mine's middle of June.
Yeah.
So I had like the middle of the month. So
Yeah.
I never had to wait long.
Yep, you just split the year in half anytime that you wanted a special day, but I had to wait a whole year. But I love Christmas. I can't help myself. I love Christmas movies, Christmas music, and Christmas decorating.
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
Well, maybe we'll get into that closer to the season. For me, it's standard Christmas viewing, but yeah, so basically, our Aunt Deanna, she went out and bought a couple things at I think Bed Bath and Beyond, and she brought home that garland that lights up, and it's got berries and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's real pretty. So I was like, man, I'll just instead of it sitting in a box here where I take it down to the basement, I'll just put it up on the mantle to put something up there. And from there, it kind of like, well, I mean, I got a lot more house to decorate this year. That's one thing. In my old house, we didn't have outdoor electricity. We didn't have outlets outside, so I could never really decorate the house for the season. But this year I do, so I'm going to start as much as I can as far as like the first year living here. But eventually, I want like a good yard setup for Halloween, a good yard setup for Christmas. Get lights and decorations outside. How early what's the earliest that you've decorated for Christmas or started to?
Well, inside I don't start before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, since I do put lights on the actual house itself, I've already started getting this stuff out. So I've already started working on it. What I plan on doing for the actual YouTube channel we have here, is putting together a video. I mean, I plan on having my tripods on the roof, having a few different shots with the GoPro on my phone. But I've actually already started getting that out, and I intended on doing it yesterday, but like I said earlier, I had a household of family that I wasn't intending on having.
Yeah.
And then today I just enjoy Today's my loaf day. Today is I watch football.
Right.
And so tomorrow, after I'm done dashing, I'm gonna go ahead.
Dash away all.
I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the lights up on the house, and I've got no problem putting them up, and I'll have it all set up. And what I do is I have a timer on it, so it has a dusk till dawn, so I never have to plug in or unplug them.
Oh, that's smart.
So it did just come on and shut off. And what I'll do is I'll put that on it, and I'll take the extension cord, because I have no power outside either.
Yeah.
So I have to run a power cord from where that is on the roof down into my garage.
Right.
And then when Thanksgiving hits, like Thanksgiving Day is usually what it is, I'll plug it in, and then the timer will take over for lights to come on and off. And that'll be the same for our yard decorations.
Right.
But I'm not putting them out until after Thanksgiving, because that's a little different in my mind.
Yeah, I think like big blow-ups. Yeah, you're right. I probably wouldn't put that kind of stuff out until after Thanksgiving. But I actually took a trip to Lowe's on Saturday and dropped about $200 on like new lights and stuff. My vision was to get those big like net lights that you put over bushes, because we have like big bushes out in our front yard by the front door. So it's like, yeah, this will look really good. You just kind of drape the blanket of lights over top and light it up, and you're done. So I go this morning to put them out, and literally the bushes are so big that these things only drape on the very top of the bush. So it looks like a cupcake or something with frosting, lighted frosting on top. I'm like, well, that's not going to do it all. So I got to figure out.
Go ahead and get more, or you need to go ahead and just get lights and just kind of circle the bush itself.
Yeah, that's what I'll end up doing. I'm not going to return these. I'll end up using these on some smaller plants that we have around the front of the house. But yeah, I'm going to have to get some string lights. So I'm just learning by doing here. It's going to be a task for me, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it's been for me here. I mean, one year I had a full out like Griswold, incident, decorating the house. I had those icicle lights, and then even though they were LED, they can only plug so many in a row. Then I fuses blowing.
Yeah.
And I about wanted to go out there and kick, Santa and the reindeer. It was so bad. I was getting so mad. I just was like, I'm done with these. Now I got these old fashioned, like the old, like big bulb ones.
Right.
That are LED that I put up every year now. I've only had to
Classic.
replace. I've used those now for about 4-5 years now. I've had to replace one strip, and I mean they hold up really well. The weather, it's fun. I mean, and it only takes me from the size of my house.
Yeah.
For the front of it, down the side on one side, and up over my bedroom here. It only takes me about maybe 35 minutes to do by myself.
Wow, that's not bad.
So no, it's not a long, arduous thing. It only takes me about 10 minutes at most to take them down. So that's why I have no
You just
problem
rip
doing
them
it.
down.
For most, yeah, just
Yeah.
and
We've
you're
got those
done.
clips that they clip to the gutter.
These actually go to the shingles.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, the gutter wouldn't work because I got gutter guards on,
Mm,
so I've got no way to clip anything to the gutter.
I gotcha. Okay. How about the tree? What's the soonest you've decorated inside?
It's always for the tree. It's always Thanksgiving. Now the past couple years. Now what we did last year, we bought an artificial tree for the first time since Janessa and I have been together.
Yeah.
And last time I've had was back with my mom. So it's been quite a while since I've had an artificial tree. But we went ahead and Janessa sent me a message. Was like, we need to go ahead and go out and cut our tree down like we have in the past. Just because the year has been so crazy.
Yeah.
It's something that we can get out and do as a family, walk around the tree farm, and I can stress my back out and have back spasms all evening after getting it cut down.
Yeah, and I'd imagine if you guys are getting a live tree, you don't want to go too early, or else by the time Christmas rolls around, you got a old dead tree. I don't know how long. I mean, I've had live trees, but you don't want to keep watering for too long. I don't know how long they would keep, even if you're watering well.
I mean, they keep pretty well. You gotta be careful where you put them. There was one spot that we used to always put it, and there was a heater vent there. They're always closed.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the tree got, even with me continuously watering it, got so dry.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Now, what I may do this year is go underneath it, because what they do is they give you a fresh cut. So when you put it in there, the tree is sucking the water.
Right.
But even after a while, that bottom is going to get sapped over, and it's not going to be pulling water anymore.
Right.
So what I may do is get like a Sawzall and just kind of shape the bottom a little here and there, give like fresh cuts to see if maybe that will prolong the tree's life.
Yeah, keep it fresher longer. That's a good idea.
So I mean, and with doing that, see, Thanksgiving is probably the week after Thanksgiving would be when we go ahead and get the tree. So it's got about a 3-week lifespan on it.
Yeah.
And it used to be, after New Year's Day, we'll take them down. That's what it always was with the fake tree.
Mm-hmm.
With the real trees, to be honest with you, I'm about done with it come Christmas Day.
I know there's always that weird week in between Christmas and New Year where it's just like this negative zone, and you feel like you're kind of over Christmas and you're just ready to start fresh.
Yeah. So, and then Christmas this year is gonna be weird. Thanksgiving's gonna be weird.
Oh, yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of uneasy, about it.
Have you guys talked about any kind of plans as far as what you're doing, having people over or anything?
Thanksgiving we're doing by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We actually already bought our meal. We bought all our stuff. We're gonna cook here. We're not going anywhere. We were supposed to be in Virginia, I think it is, at Janessa's aunt's house. Or we were invited there.
Yeah.
To go there, and all her family is going there. And what we did last year is, it's like so her sister kind of has a rotation, and it worked when her parents weren't here. Well, like 1 year it's Christmas with her family, 1 year it's Christmas with her in-laws, type thing. So the rotation is at a certain point she's here. Like last year she was here for Thanksgiving. So what we did is we had Thanksgiving at Janessa's parents' house, and then went and had it with my mom. So we had 2 meals that day.
Okay.
For Christmas, what we do is Christmas Eve with one family. So last year it was Christmas Eve with my mom, Christmas Day with her family. So that's kind of how, with her being close, that's how we're juggling the holidays.
Okay.
So since we're not traveling down to Virginia, because I mean, quite frankly, I think it's a little, I'm just not comfortable. If I'm not comfortable driving to Louisville right now to see you guys,
Yeah,
I'm not comfortable driving down to Virginia. So we're just gonna do a little low key thing here, and her parents aren't even sure if they're going yet or not. It's kind of, it's been a wishy washy, not sure type deal. But yeah, even if they do go or don't go, I think we're just gonna stay home and just have it, me, the kids, Janessa, watch some football, watch some of the parade, maybe watch a movie in the evening, just do a little. It's going to be weird. That's all. I know it's going to be weird.
Well, you're just gonna try to do as much normal things as possible, I guess. I mean, if it's just you guys, you doing your thing, that's all you can really do if you're not having a ton of people over. Which nobody should be doing that anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're advised not to.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been tested now twice. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah,
I want to avoid that. I've had that test twice. Last week I was, man. You look at that chart for the virus and it says you have this. I had all but 2.
Oh wow.
I had every symptom besides 2, and it came back negative, so I was fine. But Janessa was like, "Man, you look like hell run over." So I
would normally look that way.
What was that?
Don't you normally look that way?
Pretty much. I just didn't have the tire mark on my face. That day I had the tire mark.
I think for me, it's going to be a lot of the same. Just as low key as everything else has been. Just like how Halloween was kind of low key. We might have just a handful of people over, if at all. Maybe like our Aunt Deanna's sons, her 2 boys might come over, but beyond that, I don't think we're doing a ton. We're still going to cook a lot, of course. We can eat on those leftovers for days.
Yeah. Oh, I told Janessa because Kroger has something going where you can get like a Thanksgiving deal dinner and get it free somehow. I don't know, something she got found free, so she's already got the money back for it. But she's like, I'm getting a turkey breast. I'm like, no, we're home. She's like, it was like a 4-pound, 5-pound. That was a small. Like, no, if you're getting a turkey, that's all bone. There's no meat to that thing.
Yeah.
So we went back and forth for a little while until she actually, clarified it. I was like, okay. I said, if I have to, I will make the turkey. We will have turkey. I don't want turkey breast. Turkey breast is like if we're making hot turkey sandwiches in the crock pot.
Right.
That doesn't say Thanksgiving to me at all.
Yeah.
And
if you're going to be home, if you're going to spend the time, that's going to help really kind of, when you fill the house up with the smell of a turkey cooking and all the fixings and stuff, that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you try to make it as normal as possible. You got to cook that turkey.
Oh, yeah. And she actually, she got me earlier. She went ahead and she started making homemade pumpkin pies.
Oh, man.
She did it last year. And she has made me one already to verify that she continued to know how to make it. And oh my dear God, baby Jesus. Oh, it is so good.
What does she do? How does she make them? Does she use just like the canned pumpkin and like pie? I mean, how homemade is it?
Well, she's not baking the pumpkin.
Right.
So
people do that. Like they actually get pumpkins and they throw them in the oven and then turn that stuff into the stuff that ends up slopped on top of a pumpkin pie, but she doesn't go all out that far, huh?
Yo, no. I'm just happy she goes as far as she goes.
Yeah. Hey, it's way better than, cooking something frozen or just grabbing the one from the bakery at the grocery store.
Yeah, she made and the funny thing is she don't eat it.
Really?
She doesn't like it. She doesn't like apple pie.
Yeah.
She doesn't like pies, but she'll make them.
Oh, wow. Well, that's sweet. Just for you.
Pretty much, yeah, and the kids will eat it a little bit here and there. But yeah, she knows predominantly she's making it for me or whatever family members that are going to enjoy it. But yeah, she made me this full pie, and the kids ate it, a few pieces, and there was like a good quarter of it left. I just took the whole damn tin with a fork. I was like, I'm eating this before it goes bad.
This should probably be a future show idea closer to when Thanksgiving actually is. But we should probably list our top 5 Thanksgiving foods, top 5 Thanksgiving part of the plate. What is it that you load up on your plate for Thanksgiving?
Okay. Now see, I eat this for Thanksgiving, and Janessa thought it was weird. I grew up with a potato salad.
Yeah.
And Janessa was like, "What? Potatoes?" Yeah, but I was like, potato salads and beans. They're a fixture in my house for Thanksgiving.
I think it's typically more of a summer thing, summertime, like potato salad. Usually, I think it's mashed potatoes.
Well, yeah, mashed potatoes are there too, but I don't like mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think they're just I'll get them. I'll put some on my plate because somebody for Thanksgiving is going to go ahead and home make them.
Yeah.
Which homemade's a lot better than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
But I still am like, I'm going to get it because I feel obligated to get, just like the green bean casserole. I'll get a little bit of it. That stuff is nasty. No, it's straight up gnarly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Well,
that's a good topic we can bring up on it.
save that
Okay, you know
till
what? I
Thanksgiving.
said, what's one for you? What's a can't miss
On Thanksgiving,
on Thanksgiving?
I'm weird, and
Well,
this
dude,
is
you don't have to tell us that. We all know.
uh, I was gonna save it, but I have to have the cranberry sauce in a can, the
I've
kind that you
I've tried, dude. I can't. I love like cranberries, like smoothies. I love the taste of cranberry.
yeah,
I can't do fresh cranberries. I
yeah.
can't do the can. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's the cranberry sauce. It's like a gel. It's in the shape of a can. It's like a gel. Yeah, it just like slurps out of the can, and then you slice it up into little circles. I love it.
Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be a fun episode. Yeah. We'll do an all out episode here when we get closer to the actual the holiday. But
I think we just spoiled it.
we left it's gonna be out for too long.
I know.
If it's not refrigerated, it's gonna go bad on us.
Let's see. We're coming up on 33 minutes. We made stuff out of the decorating and talking about.
We can kind of go into the Connery and Trebeck if you wanna.
Yeah,
We can spend a little longer on our ending to kind of pad it a little bit.
All right. Or I'll go into it.
Okay.
So yeah, we had some sad news today. I was watching football, and Alex Trebeck passed. He'd been fighting cancer for a bit, and he finally just passed today. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it. It was sad. I didn't realize he was in as bad shape. I knew
Yeah.
he has been fighting it. Last time I seen him, he was actually doing well, and it was one of those things that I know he already outlived the expectancy of the cancer he was fighting. And I was kind of thinking, it's like great doctors can prolong everything. So he looked like nothing was wrong with him,
Right.
and then all of a sudden this dropped.
Yeah, he just kept on like when the news dropped, and it probably dropped initially, about a year ago or so. And he just, put it out there that he was going to keep doing the show and just try his best to get through it. And, he did as long as he could hold out. I give it up to him for even attempting to like continue on with Jeopardy afterwards. Jeopardy's never going to be the same, man. I mean,
No.
that guy, he hosted Jeopardy for God since the 80s, dude. Like it's an end of an era, basically. Do you remember growing up as a kid, like, our local area, Channel 6, ABC, used to have that hour block in the evenings, 7 p.m. It'd be Jeopardy and then Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, yeah, back to back. It was the mainstay. It was always
Yeah.
on. It feels like at my grandmother's. I remember watching it with my grandmother. Wheel of Fortune, and then I think wasn't it Wheel of Fortune and then Jeopardy?
I always thought it was Jeopardy, then Wheel of Fortune.
It may have been. Either way, we were watching both of them. And it
Yeah.
just, I remember just kind of sitting there in like a sporting category, coming like, I can answer half these. Awesome. But then like 90% of the other questions, like, I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, current events and geology and social studies and, what event from 1916 was this or that? And it's like,
Yeah, the majority. It was just fun to kind of watch. I don't even know what the draw was. I don't know why it was fun to watch, quite frankly, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I think so too. And maybe the age of the internet and having instant information at your fingertips made it a little less relevant, but trivia in itself is fun. Like, when you sit down and do like a Trivial Pursuit or something around pop culture or stuff that you're fairly knowledgeable about, it is fun. And if you do it in a team atmosphere, and that was like just a half hour of trivia game it's a half hour of trivia every weeknight, and a lot of folks were into that. They just wanted to test how smart they were, I guess.
Yeah, and I think they were already in the process of trying to find the person who's gonna take over Jeopardy. So we'll see what happens.
Oh well,
I mean,
that person would be blessed. Apparently, they would have a job, pretty stable job until for the next 30 years at least.
well, yeah. I mean, there's already a good example out there about that with The Price is Right.
Yeah, Drew Carey.
I mean, I thought for sure The Price is Right was dead when Bob Barker left.
Yeah,
I thought that show was going to fade away, and it hasn't, and it's transitioned into something that it wasn't with Bob Barker. The crowd's a lot younger. There's a lot of things that they slowly changed and morphed into, Drew Carey, hosting it. So I mean, we may see something like that with Jeopardy. I don't know what they can do with it outside of bringing in Jeff Foxworthy. Are you smarter
Jeff
than
Foxworthy? Where'd you pull that from? What, just because of the mustache?
Well, I'm thinking, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Jeff Foxworthy.
You might be a redneck if you watched. Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Well, not the top of my list as far as replacing Alex Trebek, but I don't know. I'd watch it for an episode or two.
Oh yeah, I'd have to watch a train wreck. It would be a train wreck. It'd be a fun train wreck, but it'd be a train wreck.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of ran into that. That was some sad news. R.I.P. Alex Trebek. And then in kind of a loose connection, they used to have those SNL skits. They used to have those skits on Saturday Night Live, Celebrity Jeopardy, with Will Ferrell done up as Alex Trebek, and his nemesis used to be Daryl Hammond's Sean Connery. If you guys are aware of those are pretty funny sketches back from like the 2000s. You can look them up on YouTube. But Sean Connery passed away recently too, man.
Oh, that's I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
And when they showed a picture of him, and I mean, he was 90. So, I mean, it wasn't like, dude lived a great life. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he was as, like, sickly. Because come to think of it, it's been a long time since we actually seen him.
Yeah, I don't know what his last movie was. I kind of forget, but
Was it League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
That might have been it, and that was like 2003, 2004. So, yeah, it had been a long time.
Yeah, because what I listened to other shows as well, and they were saying he actually they approached him for the role of Gandalf.
Oh yeah,
and he read the script. He didn't understand it, so he passed on it, and that's why he took the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, because he still didn't understand the script, but he decided to take it.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that was when we went FUBA.
Yeah, well, we got Ian McKellen out of the deal in his Gandalf. I think if Sean Connery was in that role, you would just only see Sean Connery. Because in all honesty, like he was just Sean Connery. I don't know
than movies.
Yeah, he was a movie star that kind of, he wasn't like a character actor. Like, if he was in the movie, even more than like a Tom Cruise or anything, just because he had like the accent, the Sean Connery accent that everybody did impressions of in the 90s and through the 2000s. Like, everybody had a Sean Connery impression, and you'd see him in a role and you'd see Sean Connery first, and it'd be hard to kind of shake that.
Yeah, that'll take me out of that role. Think about it. Making him Gandalf, it was probably a good thing he didn't take it, because I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah. You were never a big Bond guy, right?
I'm still not a Bond guy.
Yeah.
I don't like the Bond movies. I don't like the Mission Impossible movies. They just don't, do anything for me.
I kind of like the Daniel Craig ones. I've been seeing them in the theaters since Casino Royale in 2006, I believe. So I've been watching those, and they've been coming out every few years. And he's done quite a bit of them. The last one is coming up here. Daniel Craig's last Bond movie was actually supposed to be released over the summer, but because of COVID, it was delayed. Anyway, as far as Sean Connery, I mean, legendary. The guy was the first James Bond. He was in a ton of roles. Some of the ones that you and I like. I loved The Rock. I know you did too.
Yeah.
Which Nicolas Cage. There was that era in the mid 90s of Jerry Bruckheimer films, like post Bad Boys. That was like Con Air, The Rock, Armageddon. They were just like these big booming action films.
They're all my movies too. I love them. Even as bad and as weird as Armageddon is, I'll still stop and watch it at any point. Con Air, was Face Off one of them as well?
Yeah, Face Off was in
Face
there
Off.
too,
I've passed on that one a few times recently.
That one was John Woo, different director, but yeah, fits right in line with that mid to late 90s big action boom.
But yeah, I mean, like you were saying, I'm just not a big Bond fan, and he's known for his Bond films. I mean, he did 6 of them.
Yeah,
from 62 through 83. So I mean, his last one was what? Never Say Never Again, which none of these do anything for me. I mean, right. Like you were saying, I think The Rock. Yeah, I think The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, that's another one that you love. I don't the Jack Ryan movies. I haven't really seen too many of, but That's one that you like, right? Wasn't Alec Baldwin in that one too?
I believe so. He was one of like the officers,
Yeah,
like the JAG type officers that was on the ship,
right.
or
How
I
long
should say,
since you've seen that movie?
it's been a little while. I think it popped up not that long ago, like on like TNT or TBS,
Yeah,
but I really haven't stopped to watch it. That's one I kind of want to revisit. Come to think of, because it was a really good movie.
yeah. Recently when we did our movie reviews, we've been watching some movies that we'd seen and loved as kids, but haven't watched in a long time. And I think Hunt for Red October is one that I need to revisit because it's been so long. And one that I've never seen, but I think I would love is The Untouchables because I love westerns. I love kind of old school gangster movies, and The Untouchables with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery. It's highly regarded. I've just never seen it.
Yeah, that's his only Academy Award.
Yeah,
He won it for The Untouchables for a supporting actor,
yeah. So I
which
think
is
I
crazy, thinking that that's the only one he has.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he was Hollywood royalty for decades, man. So I think if I have some time in the near future, before we start ramping up Christmas movies, I'll have to check out The Untouchables.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this before. I think the name Sean Connery is bigger than the person
Yeah,
Sean Connery. Because now when I say Sean Connery, I think of oh hell, Western. I said it before. John Wayne. So when I say Sean Connery, I actually put his name in the same category as John Wayne. It's like their names are bigger than I think that they were when they were alive.
yeah. Like the personality is bigger than any one movie role or anything.
Yeah, I mean, well, Connery, he was knighted, so he was Sir Sean Connery.
Right.
So I mean that goes quite a ways by itself. Seeing that he was Scottish, and he wasn't even English.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the guy was famous as all famous can be. I mean, he hasn't been in the spotlight for, a decade or more now. So I would forgive some of our younger listeners or even our kids to eventually not know who the heck the guy was, but he was pretty um he had a pity he had a pretty big presence in our childhood as far as just the name and the movies. I mean, some of the other movies that I remember that had a lot of success were Entrapment, him and Catherine
Yeah,
Zeta-Jones, Finding Forrester, just some other kind of smaller roles that he took upon, and I know they were just like really really big back when movies didn't have to be like a big Marvel movie, right? Studios could put out an hour and 45-minute drama about an old guy teaching a younger kid to play chess, and that could win all kinds of awards and
yeah,
get all kinds of money in the box office. Not too many of those these days, but
yeah. It was a whole different time.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't want to end this on a somber note, so how about we jump into that jalopy of ours, and we just cruise off into that cheesy sunset? What do you say?
Yeah, okay.
So, do you have yourself a joke, sir?
I found one earlier. I gotta find it again.
Oh, you were semi-prepared.
Yes.
Whoa. I got one that is kind of it is Thanksgiving oriented.
Okay, well, I got a James Bond related one, so that's perfect. You go
Okay.
first. Well, no, actually, I'll go first.
Okay.
I do have a joke. It's James Bond related. Well, we're talking about Sean Connery here.
Okay. I won't get it then.
Did you hear that Daniel Craig will actually have gray hair in the next James Bond movie?
I did not.
Yeah, he has no time to die.
Okay.
Like No Time to Die is
Yeah,
hair.
I got it immediately.
Okay, the title of the film. Okay.
Yes, the title. I understood it. I was like, maybe if I was a Bond fan, that'd been funnier. But
Yeah. Okay. Understood.
You're gonna give me a. I'm pretty sure. Where do you find turkeys when? Okay, so I got one here for you. So where do you find turkeys when no legs?
Where do you find turkeys with no legs? I don't know.
Exactly where you put them.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, I appreciate jokes like that. where it's like you expect a different, and you get the easy answer, like, "Oh, of course." Like, why was the fireman buried behind the hill? Because he was dead. That kind of thing.
Because he was dead.
I like those kinds of jokes.
Oh, I seen it and I just started laughing. I was like, okay, this is stupid enough for me.
All right, I'll get into plugs here.
Okay.
And then do you have a video that you're promoting or something at the end here?
Mm,
Because in the notes you put something towards the bottom. Oh, just finding the light for the house, getting the snowman out of the attic, making a video of getting lights up for you.
oh, that was just like a topic, something like that we can kind of talk to. No, that's not in the closing.
Okay. Yeah, so as always, visit dadnarok.com for links to our social media pages, past episodes, and let me say that again. As always, visit dadnarok.com. God damn it. As always. So that's going to be the show. As always, check out dadnarok.com for past episodes, links to our social media pages, and our shop.
Yeah, and we're out there actually doing a week by week live show on the Dadnarok podcast on YouTube. It's all about the Mandalorian. So if you guys were along for the ride last year when we actually did it via podcast, we are actually only doing it a video style. So check us out over on YouTube. Like the page, do everything you can do to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out all those socials like Sean said as well. And I think that is a good spot to go ahead and sign off for the evening. What do you say, sir?
We'll see ya.
Peace.
Let's see.
What's a good James Bond one, maybe? We need to go home. Losers only try about their best. We need to go home and fuck the prom queen. That's like my favorite quote from him of all time.
No, you put in the Rock quote, and of course you get Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I'll just say Junior because we didn't even mention him being Indiana Jones.
Oh wow, yeah.
Not my favorite one. All right. Yeah, I'll give it Junior because we didn't even mention it.
Okay.
Junior! Indiana was the dog's name.